Hi. Welcome to Fat Mascara, a podcast about beauty culture. I'm Jen Sullivan. She's Jess Matlin. She'll be here in a minute. It's Friday. It's interview day. So happy Friday. Before we get into it, this is where I like to, read some reviews, see how we're doing with the fam, and ask you if you have a minute. Maybe you clicked on this episode, you don't know us, but you love Bianca del Rio. Well, if you enjoy what you hear, or if you don't and you have some constructive criticism, we ask you to go over to Spotify, and there's a comment section there. You can comment on each episode. Or on Apple Podcasts, I think the majority of you are still listening on Apple. We get reviews there. They help us be discoverable to more listeners. So throw us a review on Apple. I'm going to go in right now and let's see what the latest is. Okay, 2 days ago, AJB says, all right, this is 5 stars. Okay, not sure how I feel about the headline, but 5 stars. Fluff for Smarties. This is a very light topic podcast, the beauty industry, but it is handled with humor and intellect. The hosts are as relatable as beauty editors can be. Touche, yes. They always have smart insights served with a side of humor. I thoroughly enjoy every hour spent with the show. Thank you, AJB. And then Abracadabra says, 5 stars also. Amazing. I love that. Required reading, parenthetical listening. And the quote is, I work in skincare education and I'm constantly sharing out episodes to my team. In order to stay relevant in beauty, you have to think about beauty culture holistically. Oh, very true. And that is kind of what we do here at Fat Mascara. And to that point, I think today's interview is a good example of that. We like to call this type of interview a best of FM, a deep cut from the archives from someone you might have missed the first time around or just with great insights into beauty culture in general. This one, guys, is a real deep cut way back from 2016. We had none other than esteemed drag queen Bianca del Rio stop by the Fat Mascara studio. So Bianca, when she's not performing, is actually Roy Haylock, by the way, the winner of the 6th season of RuPaul's Drag Race. Now, what I love about this interview is it happened 9 years ago, and the world has changed since then in so many ways. But also it hasn't, because Bianca at one point mentions the Trump presidency and what it's like being a drag queen in that era. And I sort of got whiplash as I was editing, thinking, oh my gosh, what? How does she... And then I was like, oh yeah, we have the same president. And many people are still kind of suspicious of drag culture, even though it's hugely influential when it comes to makeup trends, vocabulary, so much more. So this was just like a fun, quick chat with Bianca. And as I was listening, I was like, we just scratched the surface. I would love to have her back on the show. She just wrapped up a world comedy tour. And we got to reach out. Bianca, are you listening? I'm reaching out. You're going to get some amazing beauty tips and just enjoy it. Here it is.
How are you?
I love the name of your special.
Well, it's funny because
when you landed on it, you must have been like,
well, it's always been, I've always said not today, Satan, which is part of my madness. In those moments of despair when you're dealing with an asshole, you always go, not today, Satan. And then when we discussed the show, they were like, well, what do we want to call it? Do we want to call it Bianca's this, Bianca that? I'm like, no, not today, Bianca's probably the best. Because in the show, it's like I assume that my life's going to be fabulous by moving to Los Angeles and everything goes wrong. So it became not today, Bianca by default, but it worked out well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's good, yeah.
Are you're based here in New York?
Well, I was, but now I'm in Los Angeles because I'm fancy.
Okay, so I'm sort of new to the drag community.
That explains your hair. Yeah,
I know. It's early, honey. It's early. So, okay, first I need a little etiquette.
I'm girding my loins with those insults.
I know.
I'm kidding. It's actually gorgeous.
I need an etiquette lesson. I just want to keep calling you Bianca, but
it's
you're
fine.
not.
Call me whatever you want. Yeah, it's fine.
But what is the usual etiquette? Like, if you're not in your drag, do you just call people?
I don't care. No, please. Usually people call me an asshole, but anything is fine. I answer to all of it.
I feel like RuPaul. I would call RuPaul even if he was naked and like nothing.
Yeah, but
it's
always rude. Yeah, it's always rude.
Right, but you're Roy in real life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
sorry to bust that.
No, not
people.
at all. No,
yeah.
You don't want to give the illusion that I'm in drag right now. But no, Ru is always Ru, so it's kind of crazy, But that's a different caliber. I mean, Ru's the shit. I'm secondary to that. But No, I don't get fancy, and I don't think of it that way. I don't think, oh, it's a different character. I always say that if I didn't wear a wig, well, usually when I don't wear a wig, they call me a nasty fag, and then I wear a wig, they go hysterical. So it's the packaging to get away with it. So it's not real.
We need to get some wigs.
Yeah.
You can get some wigs, and you can be a total cunt. It's perfect.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm sure some people think that already.
Not bad.
JK. So, drag has always been like a subculture, but now it's very much like in pop culture, like with RuPaul's Drag Race, and like even like kids who are not attached to that world at all are like, not today, Satan, and like using slang. How why do you think that came about? Like, why do you think this has happened?
Well, I think that also, I mean, in this particular world right now, pop culture sucks. There's not nothing interesting going on, and there's so many stupid people in the world. I mean, despite the fact social media has kind of transformed our world into a place where you can just swipe and find out information, a lot of people don't. People don't buy books. People don't read. People don't understand the culture or past.
They don't listen to a full album.
They don't
Drives
care.
me crazy.
No, they don't. They don't. Their biggest discussions are, Beyonce's got a new song, without thinking about everything else that's happening. And so, I mean, I'm fortunate enough because I'm 41, that you've kind of been through this cycle and you've seen different things happen. That I'm a firm believer in, go out there, do something that's interesting, and maybe people will do some research on it. Maybe they'll figure it out. And with me traveling, doing my stand-up show, I'm there, and there's like 13-year-old boy in heels with his grandmother. And I go, that's pretty fucking fabulous. It's amazing how mainstream RuPaul's Drag Race has become, and it's also given people, insight to what's going on. We're not creatures or monsters or crazy. I mean, 80% of the show we're out of drag, so they see us as human beings, and they go, wow, we can relate to them. So it's kind of been amazing on that level. Did I expect it? No. Did I think about it on that grand scale? No. And it's global.
So you credit the show really with bringing so much.
I mean, come on. You got a 13-year-old boy and his grandmother come and just pay a ticket to see me. And you sit back and you go, wow, that's kind of amazing that they saw it on TV and the grandmother didn't find it that offensive. And they go, how great. And then they bought a ticket. They came. And here is this boy in heels going, my grandma loves me. And I go, that's pretty amazing.
Wait, so let's take us back to you as 13. Like, I'm sure that's not when you created
Bianca. I was never 13.
Never. You just came out of the womb 40 years old. But how did you come up with the character of Bianca? How did you get that name? Where did it start?
By default. Actually, I wish I had a great story. A friend of mine was drunk in a bar and said, you look like a Bianca. I said, great. And then we became friends, and that became my name. And then like a couple years later, she's like, I got to be honest with you, Bianca died. And I went, oh, that's lovely. So I remind you of your dead friend.
Oh, no.
And so I became that. And then once I won Drag Race, she goes, I have to tell you the truth. Bianca's not dead, and she's very upset with you.
What?
Have you met Bianca?
I have not met her, but it's kind of interesting.
Do we know anything about this Bianca? Who is she?
She's not dead, but she's almost dead because she doesn't get booked. But yeah, it is, and she's very upset with you.
So that couldn't be called your muse or your inspiration. But like growing up, did you have any inspiration in the entertainment world or drag world? Like who?
Well, not necessarily.
What introduced you to this world?
Not necessarily drag. I mean, drag is tricky, but there was tons of people. I loved Joan Rivers. I loved Don Rickles. All those people.
Isn't that drag, sort of?
Well, very much so. Yeah. I mean, an old Jew with a lot of makeup. But it's fascinating because it was always humor that I enjoyed the most, and I didn't.
So were you like a comedy fan? Like, were you very into comedy? Like that was your thing?
Well, as long as it made me laugh, I was always happy. And Joan was one of those lovely people, and I had the opportunity. Obviously before she died, I got to do In Bed with Joan, which was her web series.
Stop it.
And it's a lot of fun. You got to look it up. It's on YouTube.
Oh my God, I will.
But she was quite lovely. And they always say never meet your idols. And then you meet someone that you love. And I left there with more respect than I had going in.
What? Give me like a tidbit. What was that like?
Just smart and funny and in it. We were, here it is. That particular day, which was kind of crazy, I was flying to whatever, I don't think it's Malibu or wherever her daughter lives. But it's filmed in Melissa Rivers' house. Mm-hmm. This is the cheap house before she got the good house now that she's dead. But she has this other house. Well, she got money now. Not talent, but money. But she's what she is. But they were very nice, and we flew there that day. And that particular day, Joan had done the Fashion Police that morning, and then she was doing 4 in Bed with Jones, back to back, and I was number 3. And the guy before me was that Neve Campbell from Catfish. He's cute, not much personality. He was there, and I went in, and I thought, okay, this lady has been through it today, and we're at the end of the day. I thought she's going to be rude, she's going to be nasty. the best. We're supposed to film 17 minutes, and we filmed an hour of us cackling and talking shit about everybody. We talked shit about Kathy Griffin, who we hate. All of it. It was pretty genius. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Do you feel like you have to be like, well, I mean, it's not your style to be like safe and like politically correct, but like Joan's gone.
Yeah.
You know, you have your
want you to be a
thing.
bitch, I feel.
Like, do you feel like, I don't know, like reined in at all? I mean, that's maybe kind of a crazy question because.
No, I think you just say what you have to say, and it.
But it's harder to say what you say now.
Well, come, Trump's president. We can do whatever we want at this point. Obviously, assholes rule the world. But it's fascinating that people tell me you can't say this, you can't say that, and I go, yeah, you can, because usually somebody else is thinking it.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't care.
Okay, let's talk beauty because we're a beauty podcast.
Yeah,
so
this
you
chair's,
did.
this chair's creaking.
You're
so it sounds
squeaky.
like me, yeah.
Oh, that's fine. We're at the
Right,
crypt.
It's not my
all
bones.
good. You did Judy well, obviously.
Yeah.
You have some skill in the makeup and hair department. Not to mention costumes. We'll get into that too. But how did you learn to do makeup?
By default, first of all, no one ever compliments my makeup, but you put it on and you layer it, and people always say, you know, how do you do this? What is it about? What's your goals? I go, you know, my goal is to look as fabulous as a corpse. You know, because you know, you've been there. You know, grandmother's dead. You look at her, you go, she looks peaceful, and that's what I want. I want that peaceful look of a corpse.
What did you call it? Like a clown in a gown? It's definitely
Very much so.
Like, but some drag queens go like I'm a beautiful, glamorous Jessica Rabbit woman. I feel like you took it there.
Well, I'm not.
Was that intentional?
No. No, what I mean is it's layering it on and putting it on. I think what's fascinating, though, is that now with the Kardashians, women are wearing far more makeup than ever. You know, it's kind of crazy. They're all about contouring and highlighting and all this madness.
But you just started on your own face and then figured it out as you went?
Well, I worked in theater and ballet, opera and ballet, which was fat women who could sing a lot, and you had to make their hair bigger and make their faces bigger because they were, you know, from a distance. They had to look thin and young. As long as you sang the role, it was good. So it was great training early on, and then it just evolved into what I do, you know. And I'm not light with the makeup.
Yeah, that white. You get a lot of shade for that white eyeliner. What's the story there?
I am mad. I love it though, but in ballet,
it sets you apart. What do you do in ballet?
That's what they did. You know, a lot of it they did the white.
Oh yes, I'm thinking of that Black Swan kind of look. Yeah,
and you're in the distance, and you have to have something to keep your eyes open because you know they usually haven't eaten and they're about to pass out. So you have to have that white to look awake. But it's something that I've always loved, and it's fascinating to hear people say, "Oh, I don't like it." I go, "I don't give a shit."
I saw you do. I guess it was somebody won a contest on Perez Hilton, and you did his makeup. Mm-hmm. It seemed to take a really long time.
Yes and no, and that was an awkward situation because I was quite not excited by the fact that it was Perez Hilton, but here was this opportunity to get to go do something. And douchebag, he wasn't there, but we were in his offices, and I'm like, he's got an office? Like, what the fuck?
That man's probably a millionaire.
Was it like a real office?
It doesn't matter. She looks like her, but not the sweetest person. But here was this whole setup of like, you got to get somebody together. And I'm like, oh God, it's nothing worse than having to put somebody in drag, especially somebody for the first time. They're like, oh, I don't know. And you just, lather it on, but it probably took about an hour. I mean, usually that's prep time.
And what does it take you to do yourself?
An hour, yeah.
Just for face?
Yeah.
Not even the wig?
No, I do it all together.
Okay.
Can you give us like a little step-by-step?
Well, you shower, you shave. Mm-hmm. It takes a minute to shave, just your balls. And then once you shave it, you enjoyed that, didn't you?
Producer Vicky's having a giggle.
I'm like a fine
it's good. Balls, oh my God. But they're shaved. No, it takes a minute. It's all about shaving, and then you do it. I mean, for me, I just kind of go into the zone. You start with your base, and you start with your eyebrows, and then you just...
You get rid of your eyebrows, though.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I glue them down. You use this
straight
stuff
up glue?
Prozade. Prozade is a surgical adhesive that you use, and it's genius when you want to hide something. And you put it on, you powder, and then you just add layers. And then the great thing about being a drag queen is that you just draw everything bigger. So my eyebrows are kind of like in my hairline at that point, but it gives you that open look to make you look excited.
Is there like a lot of like territorial behavior about like beauty secrets and stuff, or are people like sharing like
no,
tips
we all
and
talk. No, we all, especially
tips and tricks.
Yeah, tips and tricks. That's good. Took a minute. With well, in the drag race community, we all talk about what's going to make it faster, what's going to make it easier, what can we do to, speed the process up. So it's been pretty amazing as far as China. And there's some queens who are from Drag Race who are brilliant, like Miss Fame. Do you know Miss Fame?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Brilliant makeup. I mean, gorgeous makeup. Not what I do. I'm like Liza on crack. And she's like a soft, feminine beauty. But it is fascinating because you find out later, this works for you, that works for you, and, speeding up the process.
What do you do to like pamper your face after all of that beating and shaving?
Oh, well, I'm going to the Bahamas actually on Saturday, so I'm quite excited.
Good for
I'm at
you.
this resort, and I have a couple facials planned. But then you can't have you know how it is, with beauty, you can't do a facial and then everything break out, and then you're covering up all that madness. But I love a mask.
Like on
I'm at home.
What kind of mask? Like, give us like specifics.
We want details.
Yeah.
I bought it on Amazon. It's that black coal.
Like a charcoal thing?
Yeah, charcoal thing where everybody's pulling out the blackheads.
It's activated charcoal.
It's genius. But the thing that saves you, Clairsonic is my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah,
I love Clairsonic. And a dermatologist told me when I was 18 years old to remove makeup, I use coconut oil, which is the best.
Okay.
You buy coconut oil and Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo. That's the trick.
Oh, but we're
use
talking
the
about theater makeup.
Yeah, I
use
mean,
the
like
baby-
clown.
you use the
you
baby
spend
shampoo.
money on a fancy, you spend money on a fancy wash, but it doesn't get to your skin. So you use that to break it down, and then you use your fancy wash.
No, what do you use to moisturize? I mean, you have to put the hydration back into that skin.
I'm brown. I don't moisturize.
You don't moisturize?
No, I'm brown. You don't have to.
Your lips look pretty moist right
Yeah, we're
now.
going to
those have
send
been
you
done,
something.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, I'm
they're a
nervous
little
about
fake.
that skin.
Yeah, no, but yeah.
I mean,
brown.
you look good, but I just like, I feel like we've got to put the hydration back
I
in.
look good, but you feel it.
Not everybody is like corpses in the winter like us.
I'm drinking water. Look at
That's true. You have a big pollen spring.
So what do you think about, we talked briefly about like the Kardashians, but there's
I
also
don't.
this whole vlogger.
You just don't think about
They're
them.
the worst.
No, but there's this whole moment right now in the beauty world of using baking, contouring, strobing, all these things that truly got their start in the drag community.
Completely.
And I feel like you guys don't often get credit for that. Does that annoy you?
No, never. I mean, when you look at these people and you go, it's what it is. It's funny because Kim Kardashian was on a flight from LA to New York that I was on, and I was there and I thought, okay, this unfortunate soul looks like Kim Kardashian, and then I realized it was her.
Oh
and
my
it was
God.
quite disturbing. Not
What was disturbing
facially.
about it?
Well, not that she was out of drag, but I mean, it was a normal face, but it was her body was very disturbing because in photos you assume that they're bigger. Obviously, everybody seems taller, but she's like disproportionate. That ass, that fake ass, is quite disturbing in person because you're like, no.
It's like, how are you staying vertical right
Well,
now?
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden normal ass,
Badonk.
tiny legs. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So it's kind of midget-like when you see her and you go, this is unfortunate. But what I was most fascinated by is that it is a lot of makeup, and I think that it's important for women to realize you need the makeup. You want to look good? Pile it on. Here is someone who with no talent. Here's someone who, made a sex tape and now she's famous, but her makeup's on point.
So
God
do you
bless
feel like
her.
that's why she's gotten a lot of her
Well, I don't know.
notoriety? The fake.
Apparently, she knows what she's doing. I mean, she's.
Do you think her
fucking the
makeup
right
looks
people.
good?
Well, there's a queen that's doing it. There's some gay man who's painting her up and telling her this is fierce. You're gonna look amazing. It's good, but it's also not human. So when I see it, I go, all right, it's great. It looks good in a picture, but it's not real life.
Like people shouldn't be going out like this.
I don't think you should go that far. No.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a drag queen, and I'm saying cut back.
When I see girls on the street, though, and I see like they're like overlining and they've got like the big contour, I'm like, it's
too
not
much.
appropriate
It's too
for
much
like day to day.
It's like as I told you before, it's great if you're a corpse. If you're dead, for your dead grandmother, it's a good look. But
What about the new trend? And I hate saying a trend, but we're seeing it with like bigger companies like CoverGirl and like Milk Makeup for guys. Is this something you're psyched about?
well, I think it's funny. It was funny. I saw that new CoverGirl commercial, and I thought, oh, it's so great. They have a boy involved.
He's cute, right?
But makeup, no, come on. I mean, we all use it in the gay community. Everybody's got to do a little concealer every now and then.
Are you happy that it's more mass now, or like that?
Well, first of all, I don't buy CoverGirl, but I'm
not cutting it for you.
It's not strong enough.
Well, they always say CoverGirl doesn't cover boy, so I can't use it. But if they gave me a makeup deal, then I'd have to say they're fabulous. But
CoverGirl.
CoverGirl, I love you. But no, I've never used CoverGirl. But it's important. I think as gay men, we've always used makeup, so I'm not shocked by it.
your show.
Yeah.
Tell us. I think it's airing this tonight.
It's airing this Thursday.
This is airing Thursday. So
It's Thursday, yeah, so it's airing
on Logo.
Thursday. Yes.
So what can we expect?
Expect the unexpected. I was very lucky. Logo has been extremely supportive of me in general, and they came to me and they said, we'd love to do this television show. And I was fortunate enough to get to create it with World of Wonder, who creates Drag Race. And they have very sick, demented minds, and we were able to create this opportunity. So it's 2 episodes that air back to back, and we're quite excited about it. And it's my life moving to Los Angeles because I was in New York
it's
for many years.
scripted, right?
Yes and no. We had outlines, and then we improv'd in the moment. So it's kind of, they call it, what is it? Hybrid reality is the new word.
That's a phrase that's being thrown around now.
It is
hybrid reality.
Well, it's like the Kardashians.
I was just gonna say, that's like,
oh my
It's
God.
not real. But
Wait, it's not real.
well,
Just kidding.
ruining it.
Just kidding.
But yeah, it's my life moving to Los Angeles because I've been in New York for many years, and I moved to Los Angeles, and I assume that I'm going to be a big star, and everything just goes wrong, and everyone hates me. So it's
Screw
not
them.
great.
They don't
No, it's good.
understand.
But it
Do you like
happens.
LA?
I love LA. I never thought I'd say that, but I do. With all the travel that I do, it's great to go back, and the weather's always the same. I have space. I can't complain. In here, I had a 5-floor walk-up. I had a nasty landlord. I had a leaky radiator. It was
Where
a
did you
lot.
live? Like in the city?
51st and 9th.
Okay.
Yeah. Hell's Kitchen. That's where the gays
Yeah,
go. Yeah.
yeah.
So I was there for a minute, and I love it. I mean, I love New York, but with traveling, it's easier to be in Los Angeles because it can get in and out without any trouble. There's never any snow, no delays. It's good.
You driving?
He already sounds like an LA person.
not
I
yet.
take the
I'm
405.
not that
Look, he's
fancy.
wearing a beanie and sunglasses inside.
I am.
Oh my God.
But it's beauty. It's beauty.
I
have
know,
the glasses.
I know.
But no, I love LA because also I'm old. You know, when you get to 40, you kind of
You're not old.
No, but it's great when
God.
you're 40 and you live at home and you could stay at home and no one comes to visit you. When you live in New York and you walk out of your apartment, you fall on 20 fags.
Oh, no, it's
You know,
horrible.
it's like, oh God, and then you end up at brunch and you're drunk. So
Day drinking's involved.
that's what the gays do.
It's very overwhelming that you walk outside your house and it's just like an assault on the senses.
Yeah, it's like, hey girl. Oh, I gotta talk to her. Yeah, so it all happens. So it's nice in LA because no one knows where I live, so it's good.
Before we let you get out of here and travel on your ways and bring merriment all over, we have
Is that what I'm doing today?
totally. We're in a festive
In case you
mood.
didn't know.
Merriment.
Oh, this is your Christmas special.
Yeah. We ask every guest we have on the podcast share some of their favorite products, and I have to ask first. You smelled so delicious when you came in the
thank you.
room. Tell us your fragrance.
Aveda. I use
Oh.
there's an Aveda spray. It's called Chakra 2. And I was in Never Go, but it was what is that horrible place that I went? I was at an airport and I was delayed. A horrible airport, a snowy area. I can't think of where it was. Anyway, bad airport, and I went in and I could just smell Aveda. And you know how it is. You get off the plane, you're like, I need something.
Yeah.
And I went to Aveda, and they said, it's Chakra, and it's great. It's a great spray that I use, which is fabulous. I do enjoy that. That was bought in an airport. Beauty-wise, I love voluminous mascara is the best. It's cheap,
Oh, it's
but it's
Jess's
good.
favorite.
It's very good, yeah.
It's like it has like a nice wet feeling to it.
It's good, and it also just creates those good. I mean, I wear lashes, but everybody does in the commercials. You know, they always like, oh, this is lash extensive, and they always put in the bottom, lash
like
enhanced.
maybe enhanced. Yeah, it's like
Whatever.
a tiny, like only a mouse could read it.
Bullshit. Yeah, but it's also interesting because people don't do lashes well. Have you noticed that? The extensions are great when you add the extensions, but one by ones are always fabulous. But people don't do them well because they don't graduate them. Because usually when you buy
It's just
extensions,
like a straight strip.
you look like a big bunny. It's like just
Miss
big old.
Piggy.
Yeah, it's one look, and that's not good. But I do love voluminous mascara, and Kevin O'Quinn Base is the best. He's got a great concealer. Well, he's dead, but the company's still alive.
Sensual Skin Enhancer.
There's a brilliant concealer that is like geisha makeup, and it's great coverage.
Yeah.
A teeny tiny bit.
Don't use much, but it's the best thing
You're gonna
to
have
use.
that till you're dead.
Yeah, it's true. Well, have you seen me? It's my
it.
look. It's my look. No, but that's an amazing thing. MAC Red Ruby Woo is my favorite lipstick. And their lip pencils, I mean, because, you know, as a drag queen, you add so many layers of stuff, but their cherry pencil and their Vino pencil is brilliant because it can write over so much base. And it's still good coverage.
You still get that color payoff.
You still get it.
We call that color payoff.
Color payoff. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You can bring that to like your friends at the race.
I'll tell the trans community. Color payoff. Yeah. No,
That the girls at Fat Mascara.
I'm gonna teach them. No, it's genius though because you can write over all that base, and you know you don't want a lip pencil that you just can't. You have to just keep going. But the cherry pencil is brilliant by MAC.
Lovely.
I don't like their bases because they're too muddy for me. But
I love that like you've like rattled off a bunch of the classics.
You know your
those are good
shit. You know
ones.
your shit.
No, it really gives me faith. Like the classics are classics for a reason.
They're good. And
you
let
know?
me tell you, people are always like, oh, you must use. I go, no, it's nothing fancy, nothing glamorous. It's that if I can buy it at a drugstore, I'm excited. Because usually you're traveling to another city or another country and you're like, fuck, I'm out of mascara. And then you end up going to that Rite Aid or that pharmacy and you're
they
like,
have it.
there it is. Yeah, yeah.
And what's on your nails?
Well,
You got this like black,
this is
like rock and
they're
roll
black. Yeah,
nail.
no, I wish it was fancy. It's like Sally Hansen drugstore.
It's very Dave Navarro.
I know,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm losing it. I just keep adding another layer. It's really horrible, but don't get close. But yeah, Sally Hansen's amazing. She's got great products too. Have you used any Sally Hansen?
We have.
Yeah, yeah.
I still haven't figured out if she's actually a woman or if that's
it's
just
like
the name.
It's like Jenny Craig. Is she
Yeah.
real?
Is she?
Is she? Does
Right
she
in,
exist?
listeners.
I don't
There
know.
was a real Jenny Craig.
There was?
Yeah, there was.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm
Was
not
there
joking
Mary
you.
Kay?
What happened?
Yeah,
to her?
yeah.
Oh yeah, she died. Yeah, she was old.
What's with you and death today? Jeez.
I'm all about it. No, the most
Merry
famous people are
Christmas,
dead.
everyone.
In
Yeah.
2016, everything died.
On that note, thank you
Watch
so much.
the special, everyone. We are so excited.
Yes,
we'll
this
we'll be
Thursday.
screaming watching it.
We hope you enjoyed the show. It's your reviews and feedback that help us make the podcast even better. Head over to iTunes to rate and review us, or email your thoughts to info@fatmascara.com.
We also want to answer your beauty questions and hear what products you love. To share a Raise the Wand product review or to ask a beauty question, email us at info@fatmascara.
If you send it as a voice memo file, we can even share your voice on the podcast. You can also do that by leaving us a voice message. Our phone number in the United States is 646-481-8182.
Thanks so much for listening.